First tonight, is it time to put a stop to Washington's lewd conduct law? After outrage over accusations of raids at Capitol Hill gay clubs, the state liquor board is considering making some serious changes. Thanks for joining us for the news at 5. I'm Neil Wong.
And I'm Matthew Smith. Now, the battle our local LGBTQ community is fighting now may seem new, but as Fox 13's Lauren Donovan explains, another group has been fighting the lewd conduct law for years.
Harassing gay men for being shirtless in gay bars in Seattle.
Shining flashlights on people's bodies, taking photographs.
Harmful to those who depend on these spaces as safe spaces to be ourselves.
After a firestorm of complaints from the LGBTQ community.
You have instilled fear in the community.
This week, the state liquor board took drastic action with a letter addressed to Governor Inslee, writing, "We've got to temporarily suspend Washington's lewd conduct law."
A group of queers can accomplish a lot more in a pair of heels than any officer can withstand in ugly flats.
When Washington's liquor board paused the state's lewd conduct law, it wasn't only revelatory for queer businesses up in Capitol Hill, but for strip clubs too.
The law that affects those queer venues is this one of the same laws that affects strip clubs, and it's this lewd conduct whack, and it basically says if you have an alcohol serving venue, you cannot have like sexual expression, nudity, all these things.
That's why right now strip clubs in Washington can't serve alcohol. In fact, we're the only state in the entire nation prohibiting it.
It's really difficult here because it's like, how are strip clubs supposed to be profitable if they're not selling food and drink? People are easily able to drink at a bar or in their car, which is very unsafe, and then come into the club. They might even seem sober if they're binge drinking and then immediately coming in. And so there's really no way to account for that.
Local dancer and advocate Madison Zach Wu tells me this outdated, archaic rule is largely why there's only 11 operating strip clubs in Washington.
It leaves the clubs feeling like this bad, dirty thing, and it's not somewhere that you want to go. So these clubs here are just very uninviting.
Madison argues the outrage over the liquor board inspections in Capitol Hill last weekend proves sexual expression should not be criminalized, and there needs to be legislative change.
We are fighting so hard to make these changes. The industry in Washington has been bad for decades, but especially since COVID, it's been getting so much worse.
As campaign manager for the Strippers Are Workers movement,
we are asking that you stand with us to make our work safer.
Madison regularly testifies in Olympia. She's pushing for 2 bills that increase protections for entertainment workers like herself and allow for the sale of beer, wine, and spirits in adult clubs.
We should not be living in a time and place where marginalized communities are being cited for expressing their bodies.
Reporting in Seattle, Lauren Donovan, Fox 13 News.
And new today, Seattle police, which were involved in the code inspections that caused the uproar last weekend, responded online. SB writes in part, "We as an organization failed to appreciate the negative symbolism that can attach to the presence of uniformed police officers in establishments dedicated to providing safe space for our LGBTQ plus community."
SPD added, "For the harm we caused, we are deeply sorry. We recommit to building upon the many positive relationships we share with LGBTQ plus businesses and communities." For more details and the complete story, you can check out fox13seattle.com after our show.